All right, what's up, Keith?
Not much, man. How are you?
Good, man. Appreciate you being on the show.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's awesome.
This is our second show,
Most
and we're
definitely.
kind of going through some changes and things like that. But for everybody out there who doesn't know, Keith is a sponsored and 20-year-long life fingerboarder, and I'm trying to highlight, different talents and different unique things that people do, and I really think it's cool that you fingerboard, man.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, I grew up doing it as a kid. My grandma bought me my first one, and I just kind of fell in love with it because I skateboarded too, and I could do all the tricks that I couldn't do on a real skateboard with my fingers.
Kind of explain what fingerboarding is a little bit.
All right, so fingerboarding is basically just skateboarding for your fingers. Everything's downsized. There's a bunch of companies out there doing awesome things for the scene, and basically it's just like model skateboarding.
Yeah, I mean, I know what it is just because, we grew up with it and it was right in our era. Obviously, you're what, 31?
Yeah, I just turned 31.
31, so I'm 32, about to turn 33, which, didn't we have a math class together?
We did, years ago back in high
It's
school.
so funny because I was just thinking about that the other day. I was like, wait a minute. And I remember you kind of sat back and to the right of me. Do you remember the teacher's name?
To be honest, I don't.
We both have smoked way too much to remember that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, for sure.
But I remember being in that class. Like, I just
Yeah.
remembered it the other day, and I was like, wait, Keith was the one who was always like, yo, man, you play guitar? That's cool, man. Like, how do you do this? And you were like super
Yeah.
interested in music.
I mean, music was always a big part of my life growing up. I remember, like, my dad would take me to record stores and stuff like that. And,
Yeah.
like, I was kind of into, like, a little bit of punk, a little bit of rock, a little bit of rap, pretty much everything, a little bit of country.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely made up what I thought made you a cool person back then. You know what I mean? Is you were into skateboarding, you were into rap, and you were into all kinds of different music and stuff like that, just like I was. And I thought that was dope. And
Yeah, always, like, it's awesome how, like, skateboarding is a culture sport, but you also have the music industry that follows that and stuff
Yeah.
like that, so it always intermingles.
yeah, people I think just want to be a part of something,
Absolutely.
Which is why I think it's cool you're doing what you're doing with your fingerboarding event coming up, which is what's the date on that?
The date for that is October 21st. It's at Bravo's Pizza in Salem, New Jersey.
Okay.
Check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I'll be there.
We'll be giving away prizes, and it's just going to be an all-around good time for the fingerboarding scene, and I feel like there hasn't been a lot of events that are, in a pizza shop, so that's cool.
Yeah,
Come
it's
eat
gonna
some
be cool.
pizza. If you're over 21, come drink some
I
beers.
feel like I need to get you to make me like some kind of custom like cheater board though. It's my handicap.
I'll see what I can come up with for sure.
I was messing with Buzz's fingerboard that day. I was like, this is not gonna work for me. I'm gonna have to cheat and just get like a snowboard.
I'm sure we can come up
a
with something.
snowboard one made that just sticks to my
Yeah,
fingers, so I
that'd
can
be awesome.
at least just do grinds. And
Yeah,
stuff
for
like
sure.
That. But
That would be cool.
We'll cut some footage in of you doing some stuff. So like, I definitely saw your shred and breakfast, which was fucking amazing.
Yeah, that part actually was kind of just me and my buddy Murr messing around, and basically, like, we filmed that part in maybe, like, I don't know, 20 minutes, if that. And basically, Shred and Breakfast is a crew of guys and girls all over the world that basically just fingerboard for fun. And we all love breakfast. I mean, who doesn't?
Dude, I love it. I love the. We'll edit it in. Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Edit it in. There we go. We'll edit it in, and we'll get the people out there checking out your shred and breakfast because it's hilarious. It's badass, and shout out to Chris Murr. Big part of Life After Television.
Definitely, Zoo Crew, for sure.
And the Zoo Crew, which is your snowboarding crew, right?
Yeah, it's just basically a bunch of friends. I got on it a little bit late, but a bunch of friends got together and decided to do a snowboard trip. And I remember hearing about the first trip because I wasn't able to go on it.
Right.
I didn't snowboard at the time, but they dressed up in like these beanies that were like had these gloves attached to them, and they were all like different
God.
animals. So it was just like the Zoo Crew.
You're all crazy,
like,
man.
Yeah, it's just always a good time. Everybody's down to have
I guess
fun.
it's easy to spot each other on the mountain then, huh?
Yeah, it's a little wild, but usually everybody.
So you guys rent a cabin up there?
Well, we do like I guess it's like a timeshare kind of thing,
Okay.
and then we go up there for the weekend and just rip up in Vermont.
It sounds like a blast.
Yeah, it's always a good time.
So, you grew when we were growing up and everything like that. What really got you into skateboarding?
All right, so basically,
'Cause
like
you
I
just- 'cause
saw a
that's-
bunch of kids. It's like the typical skateboard
Yeah, okay.
story. Saw a couple kids in my neighborhood that started skateboarding, and I was like, I think that would be fun to get into. And it's just to me, it was something to do because there wasn't a whole lot to do.
Yeah.
And
Growing up in good old Alloway.
yeah, yeah. I grew up in Pennsville first, and that's where I kind of saw like these two kids skateboarding, and I just like fell in love with it. I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Okay,
And
see,
just be able to like,
I thought you came from Alloway.
well, no, I actually moved to Alloway because I
Okay.
lived with my grandparents for a little while.
Because I was wondering how you had the connection to Murr and like all the Pennsville people.
Well,
'Cause that's like
that
your crew and
actually,
everything.
that's a whole different
That
story.
happened
was
later?
Years later, yeah.
Funny. Well,
Yeah.
Woodstown, Alloway, Pennsville,
Yeah.
Shalleck, we're all just
Absolutely.
We're all
and plus,
intermingled.
the music scene, and I know you do some music yourself, and
a little bit.
like the skateboarding scene and BMX scene and snowboarding
Yeah,
scene.
it's cool
all-
how everything kind of crosses
For
over.
sure.
I always felt like when I was in high school, I didn't really want to be a part of a clique. I just wanted to be cool with everybody.
Gotcha.
And for the most part, I felt like I was. I could hang out with, I would be kicking it with all my black friends doing beatbox and rapping and stuff like that at parties. And then other times I'd be hanging out with like the skateboard guys and at a place in Penns Grove. Everybody used to go to the barn.
Oh yeah, Salt's House.
Yeah, exactly. Salt's House.
Yeah.
And that
Long
whole
time ago.
that whole crew, that whole wild crew of
Yeah.
guys that hung out there and everything. Shout out to those guys.
Yeah, for sure.
And so all that stuff just interests me, and to see where everybody is now is
Yeah.
crazy. You know what I mean? So you were saying that got you into skateboarding and just doing that, and then you were kind of fingerboarding at the same time.
I started fingerboarding. I remember when Tech Deck came out. My grandma, for some odd reason, went into the toy store, and these were like a fad at the time. And so she bought me one of them, and I was like, man, this is really cool. Because I had like kind of messed around with skateboarding when I was real young, because my cousin was into it a little bit.
Right.
And trying to learn how to skate like through the basement.
Right. Well,
the
I did the
grandparents'
aggressive. I did the aggressive rollerblading thing.
Right on.
So I was more into that. But
Yeah.
like watching, I mean, I think probably watching VHS tapes of skate videos and hardcore,
Yeah, like action sports.
like X game, like early X game stuff is probably what appealed to us. I think just
Most definitely.
just that anti-establishment culture.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the cool thing about skateboarding too. Is like it's so raw, and like
Yeah.
you're out in the street doing it. I mean, you can go to skate parks. Like everybody loves skate park here and there, but you can go out in the street and you basically you put yourself out in culture, and you actually become adaptive to the streets. As far as like most people look at stairs and they're like, oh, I gotta walk up them.
Right.
I look at them and I'm like, what can you do down them?
You see a line.
Yeah, it's way different.
Yeah.
So
Well, we have a
that's-
mutual friend in Gentle Jones too. Shout out to
Absolutely, shout out
Gentle
to Gentle
Jones.
For
Because
sure.
he's somebody who I absolutely admire. Just with his creativity, just what a great human being is, and then like his ability, just the guy's in his 40s now, I think, and he's still
Yeah,
just
he's crushing it.
crushing. I mean,
Always.
when you get to his age, I feel like you can ride a skateboard. You don't have to do anything real crazy. Like he's just got such style now.
I mean, he was always a ripper.
Yeah.
So now like just like checking him out, seeing him like cruise around, it's awesome.
Yeah,
It's
like
great.
I just like to watch him cruise.
Yeah, it's such
Like,
a good time.
He's got a good eye for just
Absolutely.
lining up just something and just move, boom, boom, boom,
Yeah,
make it real smooth.
me and him did an edit a while back. He had a prototype toy that never actually hit the market.
Oh, really?
And it was a guy on a skateboard, and the board was magnetic to the guy's feet. So like you push this like rod down through the top of him, and like the board would flip and do like all kind of crazy stuff. It's fully articulating.
Really?
So like you can move his whole body and like get real styly tricks.
that
Like
sounds
it's,
like something
it's
Jones
just
would be
like
into.
it's really nuts, but it never hit the market. And me and him filmed an edit, and I did some fingerboarding in it, and it went viral in like Malaysia or something like
Really?
that. Yeah,
Well,
it like blew up.
That's funny. I'm glad you brought it back to that, because before I came to talk to you today, I was doing some research, and it was really interesting finding kind of some of the background of fingerboarding,
Mm-hmm.
which, like you said, you find out new stuff from other people sometimes.
Yeah,
so
I hear stuff all the time that's like new, and like it's cool. Like where it originated from, and
Well,
all
basically,
that
what I
stuff.
was reading was that back in the '60s, they were making them, and then they started using them as like keychains and things
Mhm.
like that, and they were basically just a piece of wood with like wheels on them.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't as advanced as the ones they're doing today.
Yeah.
But then it got really popular all around the world, in like places like Malaysia and places like
Germany is
Germany,
huge, yeah.
places you wouldn't think of. And then this overseas company sold their schematics or something like that to Tech Deck,
Gotcha.
or whoever the company that owned Tech Deck,
Mhm.
and they got theirs mass produced as like a toy,
Gotcha.
but it was still ripping. You could rip with it, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? And they sold
for
those
sure.
half pipes and all that stuff, and then they started selling them in Walmarts.
Yeah, and you can't forget about the OGs, like
Walmarts.
both Martins,
They're the
like
asshole.
Martin from Winkler Wheels and Martin from Black River. Both of those guys are pioneers.
Right, exactly. I was reading about those guys.
Those guys are just like nuts. Vice actually did a little special on them.
Yeah. What's the name of
while
that show
back.
on Vice? They have like a whole skateboarding.
It's called.
Do you know?
What is it called?
'Cause it's really good for people who want to kind of dig into some of the back. If you're not familiar with this, like some of the skateboarding legends and some of the culture and things like that,
Most definitely.
that
And
show
there's-
would be a good show for them to watch to kind of get immersed and kind of feel
Yeah.
where you're coming from.
It's called Post Radical.
Post Radical. That's
Yeah.
right. Post Radical on Vice, which is on HBO, I think, right?
They have their own channel. I do know that. I'm not sure
Okay.
what channel it's on, but
Just type it into your little remote
Yeah.
there, people's at home. But yeah, it was really interesting reading about that. And then from Tech Deck, it's transformed into where now you have your own company, which, give me the name of your, D's Nuts.
okay. So I have a hardware company which makes lock nuts called D's Nuts.
Okay.
Lock nuts, and then I have a grip tape company that is called Dank Grip Co. It's good stuff. It's comfier than your mom's couch. Just so you know.
Is that going to be on the label, comfier than your
I
mom's
was
couch?
thinking about it. It's just
I
like
like
kind
it.
of funny catchphrase.
I like it, man. I like it. We're
Um,
coming up with all kinds of good
And
stuff.
yeah, and then like eventually I'm going to start the bushing thing, smoke rings bushings.
Okay.
They're the only bushings that I like to use.
So what you're talking about is basically all the little parts
Yeah,
that
it's
go
all
into
the
the
parts that
skateboard.
make the trucks, which hold the wheels onto the board.
Okay, yeah, and
Yeah.
people may not realize how important that is, because I noticed just from messing around with your board, like just a regular skateboard has grip tape, but you use a
Yeah, it's
What'd you call it?
like a foam tape.
And
Can't
just
give
has-
too many secrets out.
yeah, but I'm just
the
saying like
fingerboard world is
I'm just saying
very lucrative.
it has that like bounce to it, man. It has almost like a trampoline type
Yeah,
feel.
it's just real
It's not-
soft material, and basically, kids were using real grip tape at
Yeah,
one point.
that's
in
what I mean.
time.
Like in the Tech Deck
And
ones, they had
then
real grip tape.
somebody decided to use some foam one day, and
Now, are a lot of people using that same type of thing, like using a different type
a
of
lot of
foam, or
people
just
do. I
use
mean,
grip
some
tape?
people still use regular grip tape.
Okay.
For skateboards, which you can buy in skate shops and stuff like that.
Because I mean, I definitely noticed a huge difference in that, in the bounciness. So I mean, that's your signature stuff that you sell.
Yeah. That's all. Basically, I started this
Well, it's
company.
good shit.
Well, I started this company because I had been fingerboarding for like 19 years at the time, and it was just like my 19th year, and I was like, a lot of people that are sponsored own their own companies.
Right.
And for me, it kind of helps with marketing
Yep.
because it's me, myself, and I got my buddy Murr, shout out to Murr for helping me out with everything. And,
Yep.
we got together
Sure.
and basically just, started a little parts company for friends at first, and then it kind of grew. And then I went to a couple events, handed some stuff out to kids, and they gave me some feedback, and it's slowly growing.
And yeah, man, and like your Instagram, wow, Dank Man of
Dank
Dankwoods.
Man of Dankwoods.
Yeah, Dank Man of Dankwoods, just how it
No
sounds.
spaces.
No spaces. Dank Man of Dankwoods, DANK. And if you go on there, you get to see all the stuff that he makes. A lot of cool videos of him skateboarding, the shred and breakfast stuff.
Yep.
And that community thrives on Instagram too, as I can see.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like the social media platform now, there's so much stuff that gets out there every day just because of it, and it's awesome to see what these kids, and there are adults that do it too, so it's not just for kids, but it's awesome to see what everybody's doing out there for sure.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's worldwide, so
Absolutely.
if you're putting this stuff out, it's going to get picked up by a lot of people overseas. And then who knows, man? Like, travel over to Germany, set up shop, and
Yeah, that's the plan next
Yeah.
summer. ASI Berlin shop, I'm coming for you.
yeah, bro, that's what I'm saying. I can see
Yeah.
it already, like being it's something really cool. I mean, I dig the entrepreneurship
Definitely,
behind it,
for
and
sure.
and it's like that. It's American, and it's you know, rebel shit. It's,
Yeah, I mean,
carving your own
the
way.
European market is very, very large. I mean, I have stuff from France, Germany. At one point in time, I had some stuff from Spain, and like, I mean, the European market is huge, and it's cool to see that like in America, it's more of like a niche hobby,
Right.
because like it catches on and then it kind of fades away,
Right.
and I think like most people don't get exposed to it because they don't see it, and then once they see it, they're like, oh wow, that's really interesting.
Well, it's also one of those things, I think, like blues music is really popular over in Europe, and I think it has something to do with, because skateboarding and blues music were both created in America.
Gotcha.
They're uniquely American. So over there, it's like, you know what I mean? They don't have probably as many, they do now, obviously, but like growing up, all the skateboard heroes were American. And,
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? And the blues legends were all American, and all those guys, Zeppelin and the Rolling Stones, like that, they idolized the blues players. So it's like a cool parallel, but I can see what you're saying with how the market's totally different over there for things.
Yeah.
And I think I want to take a trip over there myself, man. I would love to go play some music over there. Or see,
Yeah, that would be
or
awesome. Traveling is where it's at,
yeah,
for sure.
yeah, traveling and go see some lines and do some skateboarding if I could, but I'll just watch you guys. I told you I've got the chair. I can do I can
Yeah.
come up underneath. I can just roll with you. What do they
Gotcha.
call that? Like instead of using a track?
I mean, like rolling and filming, you mean?
Yeah. Is there a name for that?
Um,
John, is there a name for rolling and filming at the same time?
What do you mean?
You know, like to make it a smooth camera shot.
Yeah, like
what do
if
they
you're
call
rolling
that?
with
Like
what
they
you're filming.
usually use a track,
Slider.
a slider. That's weak, but we'll call it a dope. We'll
Yeah,
call it a dope
there's-
rolling shot.
Yeah, I thought it was crazy.
Mobile visuals.
Mobile visuals, thanks,
There we go,
Murr. Mobile visuals.
Murr always with the intel.
Yeah, right. But no, I mean a lot. You know, when you watch those skateboard videos and things like that, having that rolling shot is so
Yeah, I
sweet.
mean,
and shout out to Murr because he did a killer job on Shred and Breakfast. He shot that, right?
Yep, sure did.
And
Yeah, he pretty much does all my filming because
Looks
I
good.
don't know how to edit anything.
Right.
And it's a lot easier for me to fingerboard and not have to focus on camera angles and all that stuff.
Well, it's like same deal I have with John. You know, I'm just
Gotcha.
like, I can bullshit, and I have a lot of contacts.
Gotcha.
If you just help me set up all this podcasting stuff, I'll just invite my friends and we'll just talk shit, and it'll be great.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah, I'm loving it.
Yeah,
man.
for sure.
We're getting
Definitely a
better.
cool
We're getting
time.
better each week, and you know, it's fun. We're having fun doing it. I had my buddy Luke on last week,
That's awesome.
and do you know Luke?
I don't think
Luke
so.
Ottinger? He wrote for the News of Salem County for a while and stuff.
I
But,
gotcha.
But I wanted to also talk about some music with you because, you know, you grew up playing in bands and playing
Yeah,
different instruments and things like that. So what got you started playing guitar, really?
All right, so basically, I went to a record store with my dad when I was like, I don't know, it was when Weezer came out with the Blue album and Green Day had Dookie out. So
Nice.
I went to there and basically like the
What a
one
great
album
album.
had a parental advisory sticker on it, and he was like, "Don't let your grandmom find out about this album." And
Nice.
it was like punk rock stuff, but then I had like gotten into like their earlier stuff after that, and then I got into like the Ramones and Sex Pistols and punk rock as a whole, and
So punk rock was kind of like a big thing early on in your life?
it was cool. Like my dad was really into like metal and stuff like that.
Okay.
So punk rock really isn't that far off.
Right.
And he always liked the Ramones too. And once you
Ramones
delve
are
into
killer.
stuff like that, you get a little bit deeper into it. And then there's like subgenres of punk rock and
Right.
all that stuff.
Yeah, and a punk band can come out with a song that sounds metal almost sometimes,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
vice versa.
Yep, for sure. Like how diverse music is these days is very wild. Like, I mean, you have the boom of SoundCloud rappers now, but I mean, like rap, like usually that was the stuff like your buddy would have, a CD, and you'd be like, man, I gotta listen to that more. So then you
Yeah.
go buy the CD, and then you like delve into it more.
I think my
Now
first
music's, like,
my
crazy,
first
you
rap
know.
CD was I got it in 4th grade. It was actually I had one in 3rd grade, which is funny because my producer now is Joe Nicola, who produced Cypress Hill.
Gotcha.
I bought the Cypress Hill cassette tape because I love the Insane in the Membrane, right? So that's the first song on there. Second song is Hits from the Bong,
Gotcha.
right? I have no idea what a bong is. I'm in like third grade, you know. I put it on, so I'm like, Mom, I love this song, Insane in the Membrane, and she's just like rocking out to it. I'm not really hip to the lyrics or anything, and then you hear
That's
the
funny. Yeah, I definitely hear the bong.
the bong,
The bong right there.
and then all of a sudden, Hits from the Bong,
Mm-hmm.
and she popped that tape out and threw it out the window,
Oh,
and I was like, "What the fuck, Mom?"
That's
Like, dude, I
crazy.
cried. And
Yeah.
but then after that, my first rap CD was Puff Daddy and the Family. It had all about
Who's
the
that?
Benjamins, so that
It's
was.
got like what, Faith Evans on it?
Yep, Faith Evans, Lil Kim, the Locks. There's a
Man.
lot of good people on there,
That's
but
funny.
it's not like that anymore, man. Like we were
Yeah,
talking before, these
I mean, the internet,
mumble rappers and
kinda-
Eminem, and everybody's going at each other.
I was always a fan of Eminem. I remember when his album dropped, like his first album, and it
We're the
was just
perfect
like,
age for that.
wow, like holy shit, like this is crazy, you know? And to see him like where he's at now, like he really legitimately is untouchable.
Yeah.
Like he can.
I
He
would.
just
I can't. I don't think anybody can fuck with Eminem.
I don't either.
It's ridiculous the way. I mean, especially since you grew up battle rapping.
True.
You know what I mean?
True.
So he just has that. Rah,
Yeah,
you
and
know,
I'm
he's like a
like-
raptor.
When I was getting into the band and stuff, my buddy Pat, he was always into like rap and stuff, and he got me listening to like Nas and like shit like that, and like that kind of like that's where everything kind of went crazy with music. 'cause
I always find
I
it
was
interesting
playing.
to hear people's stories like that. Like, how did you get? Because you know, you're a well-rounded,
Yeah.
you know, musical person. Like you said, you know country, you know blues,
Yeah.
and you appreciate all of it, even
Absolutely.
if you may not like something.
I mean, I think that comes from playing music itself,
True.
like just appreciating how people play music.
So, like, what kind of bands were you? I know you played with Dan Elmer and stuff like that
Played
too, a
with
little
Dan
bit, right?
Elmer, like
Shout out to him wherever he is.
yeah,
floating
shout out
around
to Dan
the clouds
Elmer.
somewhere.
His parents' basement. His dad used to play a lot of
used
music,
to
so
play
he
there too,
always
dude.
had like everything ready to go.
Dude,
and,
he had the
like,
drum set up down there.
Yeah.
We'd go down there and play,
Yep.
and we'd have like Lil James and a couple other guys that go around and
rapping
they
and
would
stuff.
rap,
Yeah, yeah.
and I would play the drums, and
Yeah, I
he
think
would play
Mark White.
bass.
Shout out to Mark White. I
Yeah.
think he.
Shout out to all the Alloway boys.
Yeah, for sure. I think he used to play a lot down there. Like,
Yeah, man, that basement was fun.
Yeah.
And we actually recorded some quality stuff.
most definitely.
Well, I don't know if it's quality, but it's got
Well,
fine,
you know,
fine
for the time.
Yeah, it's like scratches and fine leather, as my producer Joe likes to say.
That's funny. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, you know
But
what
no,
I mean?
like when you're growing up and you're playing music, you know, the whole reason you start playing music, just like with skateboarding and fingerboarding and all that other stuff out there, like you do it because it makes you happy. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And that's what it comes back to. If you're not having fun doing it, then what's the point?
Well, that's why I think it's so cool to see what you're doing now, because I had no idea how far fingerboarding had come to where they're making the wheels polyurethane, they're making the trucks, and
Yeah,
the
they're-
boards just like they're real boards.
Yeah, it's insane. There's a couple companies out there. Shout out to LSD Wheels. They make their wheels out of skateboard wheels, so it's a real skateboard wheel.
Yeah, dude, it's
rad.
like when I touched your board, I was like, whoa, this is way different than
Yeah.
tech decks.
Yeah,
These
the
aren't
wheels,
toys.
Yeah, the wheel. Well, yeah, it gets pricey. I mean, there's certain things you can do to save money on stuff, and like, it just depends what's in your budget to ride,
Right.
and that But it's just like model skateboarding. Some boards wear down like regular skateboards would. There's
Right.
different parts that really make a big difference.
Yeah, I mean, I noticed like just from my limited knowledge in it, but I can just tell from feel, man, and like and also the setup you have at your house, like you
Yeah,
people,
I
you
got a
gotta go to Dank Man of Dankwood's Instagram and see this
Yeah.
session.
If
I guess you would call
if
it.
any fingerboarders hear this, if you're in the South Jersey area, feel free to stop by and have a session.
Yep, hit him up.
The
Drop
TF's
him a
always
D,
open.
slide in his
I'm live on
DM.
Yeah,
Instagram
slide in
right
them
now.
DMs.
Yeah, slide
Yeah,
up
I'm live
in
on Instagram now.
slide
Your
up in
friend
slide
from
up in
one time's
Keith's
on here.
DM.
Give him a little shout out.
Yeah, shout out Shred and Breakfast, your friend from that one time, all those
He's
homies.
on. He's on here now.
Did you just say shout out from that one guy from Shred and Breakfast?
Yeah. Well, no, shout out to all of them. They're all homies. But
No, but I'm saying, did you like gain a specific fan from Shred and Breakfast? that
No,
you're talking
no,
about?
he's,
Oh,
he's the head chef.
He's the head chef. Okay.
yeah, so
He cooks up the breakfast.
yeah, for sure.
I like the corn. You were eating cornflakes, right?
I was eating. What was I eating? Chocolate Rice Krispies.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Dude,
They
that
were all
shit was-
falling out of my mouth.
I don't know, I guess I was too focused on the milk dripping down
Yeah.
the beard. It
Yeah,
was
the
like-
B-roll for the shred and breakfast was the shit.
Yeah, we
Cereal
got-
and shit all over the place.
Dude, it was great.
Yeah.
And Myrrh.
But like I said, I mean, we filmed that video just like because we were having fun, and like, what did it take us like 20 minutes to film? I think
Yeah.
something like that.
Took me longer to edit it.
we can edit some of that in, right, John? Some of the fingerboard stuff.
Absolutely.
Cool.
It's good to have some B-roll.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
I was gonna tell Keith, pull the mic down just a little bit. It's in, because we're not seeing your beautiful face.
Yeah, we just want to see your beautiful face.
Is that better for
That's
us?
better.
Taking that one.
Yeah, we're only 40 minutes into the interview now.
Yeah,
John.
you know.
Thanks a lot,
It
John.
happens.
Johnny on the spot over there. We'll get it right one day. It's only show number 2. We can't have it right from the start. We got to show the progression.
I mentioned that the last show we had a microphone in the face.
Yeah, you did mention it, so maybe I should have said something before. But yeah, last episode I was holding a microphone,
Gotcha.
and the other guy had a microphone. It was real close to his face, and we were going straight into the recorder. So when people see episode 1 and then they see episode 2, we've got a desk and 2
Yeah.
new microphones. They're gonna
Stepping the
be
game up.
What? Yo, they stepped their game up,
Right.
son.
Most definitely.
Yeah, gotta
Yeah,
start
I
from the
appreciate
bottom.
being on the show, man. Like, this is definitely cool, and like I said, anything to spread the word for fingerboarding.
Yeah, man.
Definitely
I mean,
about that.
That's what, like when I started my project, Gooch and the Motion,
Most definitely.
it was all about the motion is everybody, and I still look at it that way. You're a part of the motion, these guys are a part of the motion, and it's like we live in a place where there's not, especially with technology and people are more and more disconnected, it's hard to get people to connect, and like your event is going to connect people, man. People are
Yeah,
gonna
I
be
got
out
a
eating
bunch
pizza.
of people that are coming through. Got a bunch of sponsors for the event.
You got anybody
Uh,
DJing or like playing music or anything like that?
I was thinking about having a couple friends that rap come through and do like a little show.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I just want to make sure everything's cool
Yeah.
for the event because
I know it's your
I think
first
once
one, so-
I do this, this is going to be kind of like the breaking
Like our first
the
show.
ceremonial.
This is going to be your show with the holding the microphone.
Yeah, like
and then-
breaking the
yeah.
cherry open.
Gotcha. And then your next one will be like.
And then the
this
next
episode.
one, like the next one, hopefully, hopefully everything goes well with this one, which I think it will, because we have a lot of, there's a lot of people that are,
Pizza
in the
and
scene for a long time
fingerboarding.
that are willing to donate some product to give
Yeah.
away. So if you come to the event, buy your raffle tickets, because we will be giving away a lot of stuff.
Swag.
If you don't know the sponsors, we have too many to name right now. So
A lot
if you
of
could
stuff.
hit up my Instagram at Dankman of Dankwoods, please do so. Check out the flyer, repost the flyer. You got pizza, you got beer, and you got fingerboarding if you're 21. Now, if you're not 21, you definitely got a lot of fingerboarding, because I'm bringing some pretty awesome
You can be
ramps to the event.
Are you going to be shooting footage too?
Definitely, there's going to be a couple
No,
people
there's gonna
there
be
with some
footage for
GoPros,
sure, yeah.
so definitely, if if you guys want to get in the video, more than welcome to. Just find one of us filming, and we'll be glad to,
Yeah,
spread
dude.
the word.
I think a lot of people are going to start gravitating towards it because, like I was talking to Buckwheat. Buckwheat's getting into it more,
Yeah.
and he wants to come out. I just want to come out just to hang for the hang.
Most
because
definitely.
I'm sure there's mad people who are going to be chilling and be
Yeah.
cooling out. So, but then his friend, we were talking about earlier, his friend Sam was like, "Yeah, I fingerboard," and he was like, "Oh, it's cool. I just got a board stuff." Then he
Yeah.
sent him some videos, and he's like shredding, and
That's
I'm like,
awesome.
"So there's, you know what I mean?" Like,
Yeah,
it's
and a
that-
lot of people don't know about events, or they don't
Right.
live near events. Like, I travel twice a year up to Massachusetts to Mike Schneider's compound, and he has an event twice a year called Rendezvous, and it is the largest event on the East Coast.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to do something a little closer to home. Luckily, the pizza shop's right down the road from my house.
People need to lighten
So-
up, man. It's tense out there right now.
I mean,
Go play
there's
with-
there's
go
a
play
lot
with
of
some-
hate in the fingerboard scene. I'm not gonna drop any names.
Is there a lot of shade?
There
in the
is some
fingerboard
hate in the
scene?
fingerboarding scene.
Oh shit.
But I mean, a lot of people. It's not that it's super lucrative, but there is certain things that you can do, and you can.
It's over creatism.
Yeah, it's
basically
basically
what
like
it is.
a lot
It's
of
over
people,
creatism.
and a lot of it's been
Creativity.
done before also. So, sometimes fads come out and they don't catch on.
Right.
I remember seeing years ago, kids used to make rails for their boards to protect their graphics. Kids like are doing that now again. And, we used to use zip ties. Zip ties and double stick tape to protect your board.
Hey man, that's the way to go.
I'm not saying people are doing that now. I'm
Me and
just
my
saying,
buddy, I call it DIY instead of DIY because I was really stoned one day and we were out on the porch and I said that to him, yeah man, I'll just do a DIY, and he starts busting up and goes, yeah, do yourself it. Yeah, you're gonna do yourself it's that
That's
shit.
funny.
So I was dying, dude. So do yourself it
Yeah.
instead of do it yourself.
Absolutely.
So DIY.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, man, everything you do is with this thing is DIY. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? That's what I love
definitely.
about it. It's from the
Definitely.
underground.
I feel like, if there's not a scene, build it yourself.
Yeah, man. I mean,
I grew up skateboarding in Philadelphia at a park called FDR Skate Park.
Yeah.
Shout out to the homies. But for real, I mean, like, they wanted something to skate, so
Yeah.
they built it.
Yeah, it's true, man, and that was like a dope hang. There are a lot
Yeah,
of people, I
and
mean,
it's
even
to this day,
Bam
it's still
Margera
going.
and a lot of those guys like
Yeah.
came out there because it was just a hang. It was a cool hang. A lot of cool people there. I mean, I only know that from talking to you and other people. I was never there, but
Yeah.
I don't want to act like I got cred in that
No, I
community
mean-
or some shit. But like,
I mean, the homies,
I
they
re-
know who they are.
yeah, I
They
respect
know who
it.
I am.
exactly.
I put a lot of work into that park, helping the guys mix creed, buying the guys beer,
Right.
keeping everything going, because that's what you need, a team behind you,
Yeah.
and you just got to keep moving. Obviously, if you have haters, you're doing something right, because people are always going to hate a good thing.
Yeah, French Montana. He's got a song. If you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. I like that. I like that how that
That's funny.
sounds. John got haters all over. But well, anyway, man, I really appreciate you being on the show today, man.
Yeah, not a problem.
Is there anything else you want to throw out there? Your event, your Instagram,
Basically,
one more time.
check out my Instagram, Dankman of Dankwoods. Check out at Zoo Crew Snow Skate BMX, Shred and Breakfast. Shout out to my boss Larry Faringo, because he's the man.
Yeah.
And all the companies that are out there doing their thing, shout out to all you guys, because if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't have a scene. And that's what it really is, a large DIY scene.
DIY or DIY, do yourself it.
Yep, absolutely.
And no hate coming from the Dank Man of Dankwoods. He lets
Nah.
the other haters hate on him, but he don't hate back.
Nah, there's no reason for it. I mean, there's
Hate-
a lot of
hate
people.
can't get past the beard.
Yeah.
The beard is impenetrable from the
Yeah.
hate.
Yeah, that, and plus, it's always full of weed smoke.
Well, on that note,
Yep.
brother, give me
Shout
some.
out.
Yeah, thanks,
For sure.
appreciate it.
Definitely. Thanks again for having me on the show.
Yep.